Hey guys, I just said I'd come on and try a live session with you and see how it goes. I know it's not, I know it hasn't been planned or anything, but I may plan it in the future. So I'm just going to take some cards and see what the energies are for us. I know at this time, guys, that the energies were a bit difficult to begin with. So at the beginning of the week, and there should have been a shift yesterday, Thursday, with these energies. But just don't lose heart, don't lose faith in any, yes, guys, the world energy coming out. So definitely there's a significant cycle that wants to end here. And with the Three of Pentacles, this is about teamwork. It's about relying on and getting the support off of the people around you, the people in organizations, are coming together for a cooperation. So what they're looking for us now is to be authentically ourselves, to have faith in the process, and to balance mind, body, and spirit here. So guys, just so you know, the Hierophant is also coming out, so this is representing of Taurus and Venus energy. So this is about the mediation. There's three people here. There's three people in this. So it's looking to those people that can give us guidance, that can help us in the decisions, that can help us gain knowledge and information through listening and through trying to find a balance within ourselves, a balance within our relationships. Finding a compromise and a middle ground is always going to be beneficial for us. And we have the Queen of Swords, guys. So what I'm feeling here is that with the World card, there are lessons, guys, and we know that we're always learning lessons here. And the lesson seems to be around how we can balance our head and heart, and how we can look outside of ourselves for the support that we may need, and that there is always organizations, charities, friends, family, people in authority, spiritual counselors, or just counselors in general here. And this is about us now getting a clear mindset, allowing us to cut through the bullshit so we can find a balance and we can find a way to navigate this spiritual energy that we're going through. We're all learning lessons and we're all growing on a spiritual level. So it's about realizing that we never really know it all, and there's always people outside of us that can give that guidance and insight that will help us make the decisions, that will help us see the woods from the trees and start to cut out the bullshit. Finally, this is about the realization. Hey, thank you so much, guys. I just randomly decided to go live, so I do what spirit guides me to do, and I do feel like that we all need a little bit of a booster here, because the energies have been quite difficult, and it's very easy, guys, to lose faith. It's very easy to think, oh, there's another problem, or there's another issue, or another obstacle, another hurdle that we want want to go through. But what we realize is that we're constantly evolving. So this means that we're learning how to deal with the issues and the problems and life's ups and downs in a more logical way here. So there is a need to sometimes take our emotions out of the equation so we can make the best decisions for ourselves that is for our highest good. And what is the best for us isn't always easy, guys. And we all have our own little struggles. We all have our shadow side and our demons in our head that we battle with each and every day. But I feel like here it's reaching out for the support, connecting with the people that are like-minded, and that we can gain a perspective and insight that will help us be more clear-minded and more focused in progressing forward, especially when the energies are low. Guys, the energies have been very, very low the last week, and I definitely felt it myself. So it's important for us to continue to clear and shield our energies and to constantly tell ourselves that we are a work in progress, that life will throw us hurdles, but it doesn't mean that all our hard work and effort has gone amiss or didn't mean anything. It's about the emotional maturity and the mental maturity and the test of fortitudes, guys, that can really bring us that inner strength that we need to persevere. And we have the moon card, guys, so there is a lot of shadowy energy. We know that we'll always be dealing with light and dark energies around us, and there'll always be that kind of polarities here. So it's about seeing beyond the illusions, realizing that we are fighting our shadow, we are fighting our demons, and this is the only way that we can now start to gain some light at the end of the tunnel, because when the moon shines, there is a lot of shadows, there's a lot of dark corners, there is a lot of hidden elements that we cannot see. But when the sun comes out, we realize that there is clear vision and we can have a focus ahead. So whatever illusions that are in our reality right now, with me, it's battling the energies around when you feel drained, because when you channel messages, when you connect with spirit, it's very, very draining energy, and you have to keep your energy high, and you have to do the work to keep that happening. And sometimes it's about just resting, taking the time out to sleep, to relax, and to do fuck all. Not, oh sorry guys, didn't mean to call, to do nothing at all. Just be in your own space, be in your own mind, and listen to your own heart. And then you will see that what holds you back, what's causing you to fear, is actually yourself. It's our own shadow side getting in our way. It's our own ego telling us we're not good enough, we'll never make it, there'll always be one problem after another. But now we're flipping that and we're facing those fears. We're seeing the illusions for what they are, and we realize that our power lies in the power of the mind, and the power of the mind in controlling and learning to pay attention to your thought process. This then affects the emotional body. So this is all about the emotional ups and downs that we feel, and it's only human nature, guys. But what I do feel is Don't lose heart, because we all go through it. You are not alone in any way, shape, or form. Spirit and angels, and there'll always be people like myself that you can connect to, reach out to, just to listen to, just to let off a bit of steam, or just to put your emotions into words so you can better understand why you're feeling the way you're feeling, why these energies are coming at you, and what illusions can you now remove from your life. Because at the end of the day, we are our own worst enemies, and we can't help that, guys. You know, it's all, like I said, this is now the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Wands. So this is the mind and this is the heart, because the wands will always be the spiritual essence within ourselves, the willpower, the drive, the passion, the determination to get us through those shadowy experiences, to when we realize that people in our lives aren't good for us. And you know what, guys, at the end of the day, when we make space and we realize that this person or this situation or this job isn't working out for us, it's very easy then, when you start feeling alone, or when you're feeling a little isolated, because you're removing the negative people, the negative situations from your life, that creates a lot of space, and it can create a void within us where we feel that loneliness. But we need to then have more faith that the more we open up space in our lives, and it's like you have a friend and you know that this person gossips, your energies are low after being around them, and it's a very negative. And when you realize that you have to release that friend, as an example, guys, then you miss that person because they've been a part of your life here. But for your highest good, you've realized that you can't be around them, you can't spend time with them because it drains your energy, they're toxic. It's in that void that we need to have the most faith and hold tightly to our intention that we are raising our vibration, and that the people that aren't for our highest good are going to be gone. But it's up to us to have the strength and the mindset to know we might spend some time alone, we might spend some time in isolation, but the universal energies and our spirit guides and angels are bringing us positive people. But it takes time, guys. Nothing ever happened in a blink of an eye. Everything takes time and energy and effort. And this is what I feel, that we need to not lose heart, that if there's stagnation, or we're not finding new friends, or we're not finding new positive situations immediately, it's because we need to heal and grow. And then we can use the discernment that can allow us to make decisions that are better for ourselves, not because somebody is filling an emotional void, but really they're toxic to you, but they fill up an energy within you for a momentary pleasure. That's the lesson I feel here. And it's yes, so we begin with the World card and we have the Death card coming in. So there is a transformation taking place in terms of where our heart aligns to. We're also opening up to our spiritual gifts and our inner knowingness and our psychic abilities that each and every one of us have. And we all have divine talents and abilities that are meant to, we have a purpose here. And once we're following our heart, that's when the change comes in. But like I said, change is not easy, and releasing things that are familiar to us is not easy, because you will go through a mourning period, you will go through a period of loss, a period of isolation, but trust me when I tell you that your spiritual team is always around you, and that you are never actually alone. But it's about having the courage to step into the unknown, because when we release the negative, and now we're left holding space for the positive. Like I said, there is a time here where everything needs to transition, and we need to remain in faith that the good things will come to us. And yesterday's weekend love reading, guys, highlighted divine timing. It highlighted the test of fortitude. So this is the energy that I'm picking up, and this is to help me and to help ye all realize that there is support available, and that we aren't isolated. We can randomly connect to people all around the world in a blink of an eye. If we like, you can search YouTube, look for inspirational videos, motivational videos, put on some healing music. It's all about the change, and it's not easy when you do have a time where you feel like nobody is aligning with your energy, or like that. You feel like you won't find the perfect job or the perfect relationship or new friends. But it will happen for us, guys. Trust me, because I'm in this energy too. Look, there's the Knight of Cups coming in. So there is movement forward here in terms of the fact that we are now allowing ourselves to open up and heal. And with the Knight of Cups here, and it came out in the last couple of days in the Daily Insight, the weekend love reading, that we are moving towards love, and there are tests for us. The universe will test us to see, have we learned our lesson? Have we realized what is the fears and what aren't? Have we realized who are the frenemies, who are the toxic people, what deception and lies has kept you in a state of fear? But this lesson here, I feel it's really telling me that we need to connect with the people that we feel can guide us through the energies of finding our truths, stepping into our truths. And then the way to step into our truth is to move forward in alignment with our heart chakra by seeking out our heart's desire. And this has nothing got to do with anybody else. This is us. This is our lives. This is about us stepping into the boss mode and realizing that we can create our own happiness. We are enough all on our own. And once we love ourselves, once we are happy to be in our own company, once we realize that we will not put up with negative people, or people lowering our energies just for the sake of a bit of company, so you don't feel alone, that's where the change comes in. It's telling us we are not alone. Our angels stand beside us each and every day. Our loved ones never really leave us. They're always with us, protecting us. And it's in that energy that we see that, yes, it has been worth it. The sacrifice has been worth it. The void in which you feel right now is going to be worth it. And I'm telling this to myself too, just as much as you guys, that it is worth it. Trust me, because you cannot buy peace of mind. Think about the times when there was conflict, when there's negative energies, people that just drag you the fuck down, and how much pain that caused you. Well, I would rather be spending time on my own than allowing anybody in my life that would drag me down to that level ever again. And that's where we need to realize that it is coming, guys. Our hard work and effort is going to pay off because we have a devotion now to stepping into our truth, to aligning with our life purpose and soul mission, and coming from a place of love and compassion and understanding. And even though we release the negative people, we release the toxic situations, we release them with love and compassion and understanding, and we come to a place where we can turn around and say, this person has a soul. They have lessons to learn just as much as I do. They have karma and dharma just as much as I do. And that makes it not give them a get out of jail card or anything like that. That's emotional maturity and stepping into your personal power in terms of non-judgmental energy. And listen, guys, I've been screwed over left, right and center. I've been cheated on, I've been abused, but you know what? I'm nobody's victim, and either are you or anybody else. We're not going to be somebody's victim. What we are going to do is turn around and say, well, that shitty person and that shitty experience taught me a hell of a lot, and now I realize what's good for me and what's not, and I release this situation and this person to my angels, and I send them on their way with love, and I wish them the best. And believe me, you guys, it's a very, very hard place to get to wish people the best when they've screwed you over. But because we are now becoming enlightened, and because we are a spiritual being, and we have chosen now to align with our spiritual path, that is going to help us learn so many lessons in this lifetime, far beyond somebody else that's stuck in the shadow. Imagine the amount of lifetimes that somebody has to live to learn not to cheat, not to lie, not to betray, when we now have learned it from somebody else. So we need to thank them for those lessons. And I can guarantee you that if you were effed over in the past, that has made you a good partner, because two wrongs don't make a right. And you absolutely rise above that and you say, that wasn't on me, that was them, and I'm not going to allow what they done to me define me in any way, shape or form. I'm not going to allow the people that are supposed to be family or friends define me. I define myself, and I step into my power, and I use my inner strength and wisdom and intuition to know what is right for me. And that deep sense of knowing that the Queen of Wands brings us, guys, it's about self-trust. And when you align with your intuition, and sometimes we don't want to believe what our intuition is telling us, because sometimes it can be negative. Like, we have a friend and our intuition is telling us they can't be trusted, and we're giving them the benefit of the doubt, and we keep giving them the benefit of the doubt, and next minute there's a knife in your back. Do you know, it's the more you trust yourself. And I didn't trust myself, guys, for a while after I ended my 5.5-year relationship, and all the crap that I found out that went down right in front of my eyes, but I couldn't see it. It was like, no, let's take a step back and realize that wasn't you, that was somebody else. But what we can do is realize that it's in our power to change, and it's in our power to make the changes and to no longer rely on anybody else. when we're self-sufficient, when we self-love, when we can pay our bills, when we have a roof over our head, then we have the power to choose. So you never need somebody, but you actually want them. And that gives you great personal power, because the next time somebody comes into your life and your intuition is telling you, can't trust this person, or there's something off, you will use discernment, and you will take your emotion out of it and see things with an eagle eye, not rose-colored glasses, but and this isn't about being paranoid, guys, at all. This is the emotional maturity of the lessons that we've learned. So we're not distrusting people just because somebody else made us feel like that we couldn't trust them. It's about realizing that when we actually have the validation in ourselves that there's a trust issue, or there's some sort of deceit or energy that isn't good for you, you will be able to realize that a lot quicker. So we put up with people's crap in the name of love. We turn around and we say they're not good. We give a cheater a second chance, and they're cheating us again. Do you know, it's like that. So it's about your self-value and your self-worth, and what you will and won't put up with from people. And even if that means that you spend 90% of your time on your own right now, that is okay. It's okay, because I can guarantee, and I know it, that the universe and our spiritual team will align us with supportive people, guys. It came out in the weekend love reading that we are going to align ourselves with supportive people, trustworthy people in our lives. But we need to create a void in terms of creating the space for the new. And that's the most important thing, because it's very easy to remain in the familiar and to give people a get out of jail card in the name of love. So guys, this card here, it does speak of reunion, but it does also tell you that there is loyalty and honesty and friendship here and love. But this is the underlying energy of not don't distrust somebody just out of your fears or your insecurities. And if you do, and I have trust issues that I am working on, I have control issues that I'm working on. We're all a work in progress, as I said, but it's important for us not to paint everybody with the same brush. We can give people the benefit of the doubt, but it's about finding that balance where we know what's good for us and we know what isn't. So the underlying energy to trust ourselves and to know that we can be our own best friend, and that there are good people out there. The majority of people are good people, guys, and that's what we need to realize. We're all have souls, and we're all using this physical body as a vessel for our soul. But the majority of souls are good souls. They're learning their lessons. There's a lot of wise old souls on this planet, and in 2019, guys, light workers and people on the spiritual path are going to be shifting their energies, and a lot of us are going to be moving physically moving location, because what's happening is the veil of illusion is now breaking away, and we can see the lower energies as opposed to the higher energies. So the lower energies are going to be left to deal with themselves, while the people that are raising their vibration, the people that are becoming aware of a purpose behind all of this, that it isn't just a you're born, you live, and then you die. There's a lot more to it than that, guys, and I truly believe it. And whatever you believe personally, but I do believe that once we learn to trust ourselves, that is the number one tool we have in our box, because then somebody might get in, so a snake might swivel their way into your energy, but boom, you're the Queen of Swords. You'll see it coming a mile off. You'll smell that rat coming, because the more you clear and shield your energies, the more you actively work to raise your vibration and keep your mindset high. Like I said, all this week the energies were quite difficult for a lot of us, a lot of lower energies, a lot of emotional ups and downs internally. But it's a test, guys. It's all the test. It's a test of how strong we have come, both mentally, physically, and spiritually, and also emotionally. So this is the young woman. So this is your energy here. So if you're not a woman, this could be your mother or a significant friend. This could also relate to a blind date, guys. So there could be somebody coming in that maybe is connecting with you through a friend or a blind date. Maybe you meet them online or something like that, and they're asking you to, yes, use discernment, but don't put a wall in front of you, because if you mistrust yourself and you automatically mistrust everybody else that comes into your life, then you're never going to have the space to actually leave the people that are good for us in our lives, because we become fearful and we think, oh, they're going to screw me over, or John is just like James, so don't paint everybody with the same brush, and allow people to earn your trust. That's the thing. We don't dispel all our information. We don't wear our heart on our sleeve in terms of being naive. We use discernment, and we realize that people need to learn or earn our trust, that we don't just blindly give them everything of ourselves, if you're understanding what I mean, guys. And yes, so there is possibly a connection here coming in, but I do feel like that we're having the gift card. So this relates to generosity, kindness. It can also relate to donating your time, or donating your clothes, or things that you no longer use, that are still that they still have they're not going to be thrown in the bin, that there are things that you may not use, or clothes that you may not wear that you could donate to charity, or donate your time or money. And also, this is a charity coming to you, so there could be a gift here, there could be some financial windfalls or inheritance coming, if that relates to some of you. But more than anything, I feel feel this card is telling us about the charitable energies that we can give, and the more that we give, the more that we receive. So it's open ourselves up to the exchange of energies, to declutter and to recycle stuff in terms of, like the homeless people, whatever we can do to be of service is going to pay dividends to us tenfold, and that's what we need to realize. But first and foremost, we need to give to ourselves in terms of being our own best friend, knowing that we do deserve the best, knowing that we do deserve to have financial abundance, that we do deserve to live a happy life, and trust that the divine and will grant us everything that we need. I've often gone days, guys, where I had no money and no food, and I used to be thinking, oh my God, I'm starving or this or that. But I quickly changed my mindset. Not quickly, it took years. But in the last year, I realized, no, I need to trust that the divine and the universe will bring me everything that I need. Not exactly what I want, but my needs are met on it each and every day by the universal energies and the creator. And even though your wallet might be empty or it's full, whichever way it goes for you, it's all about trusting. And then if you are in the position to be able to give to others, to 100% do that. And it's not about because, when you give, you receive. It's about the feeling of giving, the feeling of being of service, the feeling of tops and pants or shoes that you may not wear that are taking up room in your wardrobe. Maybe somebody else that's less fortunate than you might wear that top or those jeans or those shoes. So it's having that kind of a mindset. And this energy here is all about looking at the lighter side of life, knowing that our dreams and our goals need work. But this is telling you to take the risks, to have new experiences, and this will very much lead to success. So what I'm feeling here, that if there is an opportunity to go out and socialize, you could very well likely meet somebody there, but it's about enjoying the lighter side of life here, and giving yourself a break every now and again, and to be kind to yourself, learn self-trust, and then allow people to earn their trust in your life. That is the most important thing here. So this is somebody that is held in high regard, right? It's this could be like a family matriarch, a passed on grandmother, or a significant woman in your life. But this is all about what will you do in 20 years' time? If you're lucky enough to still be on this planet, how will you look back and say, I done X, Y, and Z, and I made my dreams come true, and I followed my heart. But this is also saying that there are people around you that has gained a lot of wisdom through experience, and the people that have been through similar situations than you and than me, that there is guidance and knowledge and insight, but also it's basing your decisions on experience, and that's where the discernment comes in. That's where the the emotional and mental maturity comes in because we now know that we've been down this road, before. It's not our first go around the track, and we have learned a lot of lessons. So those are what's going to help us as we move forward. Because there's no point being put through hell, being brought to hell and back, and making the same mistakes over and over again, just with different people. And believe me, you guys, I made mistakes. I got involved. I had 2 long-term relationships. My first partner, who was the dad of my 2 daughters, he was physically abusive, and he was 15 years older than me, and I was very naive and gullible and a young girl. I was only 18, and I met this person, and I was pregnant very quickly. But then when that relationship broke down, I spent 3 years single. But what happened? I got into another relationship, and I didn't allow that person to earn my trust. I automatically fell head over heels for them, and I gave them the space to take up my whole life. And that person ended up being abusive emotionally, verbally, cheating on me, having women in my home when I was at work, hiding a drug addiction from me. So I couldn't see what was clearly going on. But what happened was I gave that person trust without them earning it. So now, after 2 horrible relationships, I come to the realization that I have now grown. I have learnt my lessons. I am grateful for the experience, because I can guarantee you that the people that come into my life now, I use discernment. I allow them to gain my trust. And if I have that intuition and that knowing, I will kind of take a step back and take our emotions out of it and looking at things more logically. Then you can see the woods from the trees. Then you can see the fake ass people for the people that are going to be real and supportive and loving in your life. I have one great friend. He's my best friend for the last 10 years. I didn't get to see that person for nearly 6 years, because I was in a relationship. I wasn't allowed to have friends. I had no contact with my family. I was totally cut off from everybody, and that gave that person so much power in my life. So now I have my own apartment, I have my own place, I pay my own bills, and I am very much happy being single, being on my own. And I do know that I will open up to love and relationships again, but I also know that we don't have a right, in terms of, just because we've been hurt once doesn't mean that we won't be hurt again. But what it is telling us is that when we use the wisdom that we've learned, and we base our decisions on the experiences that we've had before. So when somebody shows up and they look like a knight in shining armor, but within a week or so you're getting a bad vibe off them, or you're feeling like there's something off, that's where you base your decision on your experience. And you will be much happier a person, because this reading is saying very much so that Eve, in the void that has the empty space now, if we keep that space empty enough, and that we allow the universal divine timing come into play, and that our spiritual team will align us with people that are for our highest good. So don't lose faith, and don't give in to people that aren't for your best interest just because you want to have a relationship or you need a friend. Do you know, there is other ways. Connect to other people, connect to a stranger online. You probably get more compassion and understanding from them than you would somebody that's trying to pull the wool over your eyes or trying to have ulterior motives in some way. And this here, guys, is all about don't lose heart. So this is what I was channeling yesterday, and I was going to do a Spreaker broadcast around it, but then I said no. And then just totally randomly today, my guides guided me to go live, and it's all about don't lose heart, guys. It's summing up the whole reading in a sentence. Don't lose heart. 3 little words. So for me and for you, I'm telling you now that it is difficult, but the more we work on ourselves, the more we realize that we deserve the best and we deserve love because we are love. And the more we give that love to ourselves, the more we can realize that we don't need to lose heart when the times of the emotional tidal wave will come up. Somebody slithers their way into your energy and you realize, no, that person isn't good for me. The people that are for us and the people that are meant to be in our lives will come. They will come to us. And this card is saying, don't be foolish and wait for somebody and allow opportunities to pass you by. Don't be foolish and wait for somebody to change, because we cannot make the changes for anybody else. Like I said, even though I was in a very horrible relationship and he was abusive, I was in love with him. And even though I left, I still held hope that he would wake up, that he'd realize me leaving was going to be his wake up call, and he would do the work and get his life together, and that he would come back to me a whole person. Guys, we're 2 years down the line. He never came back to me. We never had a conversation or an apology or anything. So it's about realizing that sometimes we won't get explanations or reasons from people, and sometimes people won't do the work. So we need to release them and say, let that person do their work. I wish them luck in their life, and I wish them all the best, and I hope that they learn their lessons and that they can grow and evolve on a soul level, and that hopefully they wouldn't put somebody else through the shit that they put you through, and that's okay. But at the end of the day, it's when we're stagnating ourselves and waiting for people to change, that's not our highest good, because it's holding us back and it's holding our energies back to that person or those people or that situation that was never good for us anyway. And it's very hard to accept the fact when you're going through heartache, when you're going through the mourning loss of a relationship, you have to go through the grieving steps, and you have to give yourself time and cry as much as you need to cry. Whatever you need to do to feel those emotions, to bring them up to the surface and face them and realize that your value and your worth, and stepping in to your power and giving complete trust and faith to your angels that what is meant for you will come, and that people for your highest good will come into alignment with your energy, because this work and all these lessons weren't for anything. They weren't for no reason whatsoever. The time when they come like beating a dead horse is when we don't use our experience in our decision making, and when we forget, we very quickly forget how somebody treated us when they're apologizing to us and they tell us that they love us and they won't do it again. Blah, blah, blah. They will do it again, because we've given them the space to do it again. And that's the biggest lesson that I've learned, that I taught myself I would never give a cheater a second chance. And I did. And then it wasn't just one person, it was 5 and 6 women at a time. He was seen behind my back, and even to the point where you can't go to work and your neighbour is telling you that your partner had another woman in your home where you were at work. Do you know, it's shocking, but at the end of the day, I stayed. So I gave him the permission to continue to treat me like a doormat. So the day you take back your power and say, I'm not a doormat, this is my value, this is my worth, this is what I'm willing to accept, and this is not what I'm going to accept. More power to us, right? And yes, guys, so this is all about a very good turning point. So your worries and your fears and your doubts go to goodness. Your work is being recognized. Your spiritual team, the archangels, ascended masters, whoever you believe in, your ancestors, your passed on loved ones, they're all supporting in this turning point, in this work that we're putting into ourselves. And we can guarantee that there is change up ahead, guys, and we are moving towards a more peaceful place of self-love, and that there is going to be, the universe will bring us things far beyond what we ever hoped for or wished for or wanted. That's why when we ask for love and a relationship or friendships, we leave the form up to the universe, and we just align ourselves with positive energy in terms of when you're being a supportive energy to yourself, when you're working on the relationships that you have with friends or family or co-workers or children, and you're keeping those energies and you're continuing to work, I can guarantee you anything good that ever happened in our lives happened spontaneously, out of the blue, out of nowhere. You're out one night and you meet somebody absolutely amazing, somebody you've never come across before, and boom, they're your perfect person. You go out and you interact with a group of people, and they become friends because you have like minds, like interests. So the universe is going to surprise us. It's going to bring us things far beyond we could have ever imagined. But we're continuing to walk in faith and trust that no matter how the picture looks right now, that we are focusing on the good, on the positive, and when the negative comes up, we're not running from it, we're facing it head on, and we're saying, yeah, today I felt a bit shit, but you know what I done? I tidied up, I put on a bit of music, I had a nice shower, I painted my nails, I got a nice cake in the shop to eat, or a nice ice cream. I was good to myself today, even though I felt like crap. And that's what we all need to do, guys. And it's very, very important that you realize. And I know now why I've come on live, and I'm telling you here and now that the most important messages in this reading is telling me right here, don't lose heart, that there is a positive turning point, and that when we release our fears and worries and when we give them to the angels, then this can be replaced by something good, something positive that will see and will let us see that all our hard work and effort isn't for nothing, that it is leading us somewhere, and where it's leading us to is our fulfillment, our happiness, our joy, because there is nothing on this earth that we were sent here to learn about love and life, but we were here to be happy. And that's what the angels and the universe want us to know, that we deserve happiness. And that's at the end of the day. So the judgment card, I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. And guys, that's what I said earlier, when we release people and say, I release you with love and compassion, and I do not judge. I know that you have a soul lessons, soul path, and that you have your own unique challenges in life, and everybody does. That helps us to release the judgment. And then without judgment, there is no negativity in terms of I had a train of thought and it kind of went, so it might come back to me in a second. So this is absolutely wonderful, summing up the energy is perfectly fine. And it's not easy, guys. If it was easy, we'd all be living in cloud nine, and there would be no evil or negative in this world. But that's the joy of being a part of this human experience, being in this school and learning these lessons. And like I said, look at all the lessons that our soul can learn through all these experiences. And when we start seeing things and seeing people and situations and events as lessons to learn and grow and evolve through, that's when we have the most power. Because, like, say for instance, people allow the weather to control their moods, and I used to be like that when I was younger. I live in Ireland, guys. We can have 4 seasons in one day. 1 minute the sun is shining, the next minute there's snow, then there's rain, then there's wind, and then the sun is shining again. And there are a lot of people that will allow the weather to affect their mood, and that's something outside of you affecting your mood that you have no control over. And people here in Ireland would suffer with seasonal depression and things like that. Like I said, guys, it's not easy to learn these lessons, and we're all at different phases in our life, and that's why we don't judge people. Like I was seeing a guy last year for a few months, and he had the seasonal depression. He's a teacher. He teaches history and art, and very, very positive, intelligent person. But he had seasonal depression, he told me, and he was saying, I want to move to a more warmer climate. And I said, like, when you come to the realization that that is an emotion within yourself that you can control, you will gain more power in your life. And whether or not he took it on board, I don't know, but that's just the way it was. And the most intelligent people can be dragged down so easily through illusions, and something as small as the weather. Yeah, we all love the sun, and we all love to be. I love the rain. because it clears everything away, it cleans everything. I love it to be really crisp. So everybody's different, but I do know that I'm not going to allow something like the weather to affect my mind or my mood when I get up. So here we have failure. I understand that a mistake is an opportunity to learn. So Spirit is really, really backing me up here, guys. And we had one that fell out. I acknowledge my fear, but I release it with the insight of awareness. Yes, guys. So Spirit is here backing up these energies for me and letting us know that there was a reason. There's always a reason for everything, guys. And as soon as Spirit guides me to do something, I will do it. And this has helped me so, so much. And I hope it helps you also. And thank you so much for staying with me. I will try and do these. Maybe we'll get them on a Saturday or a Sunday. And do the spiritual sessions live. So now is the time to learn, study, and gather information. Enjoy being a student, because in the future you will sensitize your knowledge into action. Yes, guys, so it's all a learning process. Like I said, we never know it all, nor should we know it all at any time. Each and every person has the opportunity to evolve, and the more that we want to understand ourselves, the more we want to understand the area of study, anything that we're passionate about. Learn as much as you can, enjoy the process of that, and then our experience turns into wisdom. So in 20 years' time, when you're looking back, and if you have a family and if they have children, that you can pass on this knowledge and information, that you can make a world a better place, because each and every one of us has an impact. And the more that we align with our higher self, and the more we set out from a space of love, the more that we can impact the people around us, because you don't understand the effect you have on every single person that we encounter. They have an effect on us, we have an effect on them, and that's the way it's supposed to be. So being kind and sending out a nice word. When was the last time you told somebody, I really appreciate you, I'm so grateful that you're in my life, and if you don't have anybody, be grateful to yourself, be grateful to the angels and your spiritual team and your passed on loved ones that I guarantee you are around you, caring for you and guiding you every step of the way. So let's see the rest of the angel messages. I am the angel of peace. Sorry, guys. I am the angel of peace. I bring you new tranquility and a smoother road ahead. So this is absolutely wonderful, guys. And this is definitely telling me that this reading is 100% to tell us, don't lose heart, that even when we feel like we're getting somewhere and there might be a little bump in the roads, that we can choose peace. We can choose to come from a place of peace, and know that at the end of the day, the road that you have traveled is completely behind you. Don't judge it, don't fear it, don't regret it. Embrace it, appreciate it, and accept it. And that then allows us to move forward with no baggage, no heavy heart, no anger, no unforgiveness. And we continue to learn and grow and forgive. Health and healing. So this is all about the fact that we need to learn to heal our own we are healers in ourselves. So like I said, our experiences, our knowledge, and then the people that have already traveled the road that are 5-10 years ahead of us in their knowledge and experience, there's always the ability to be a light for somebody, to be a healing energy for somebody. And this is saying your health is most important. And when you heal and when you look after your health, that's when you then can help others. So unless you are 100% okay in terms of you're constantly learning and growing, but it's about what I was trying to make a point there, and it's gone again. Okay, so we are all healers, we are all students, and we are all teachers. But the most important thing is that we need to put ourselves first. And this is not selfish. We've all been told throughout our lives, oh, that's selfish. Oh, that's selfish to look after yourself. That's selfish to want nice things. It's not selfish to put yourself first, because when you are healthy and when you are healing, you can then you can help others through your positive example of self-love and allowing yourself to do the work to heal. We don't realize the impact that has on somebody else, and that could be the light at the end of the tunnel for somebody else to say, well, do you know what, I need to work on myself, I need to get my health in order, I need to heal my wounds first before I can be any good to anybody else. And also, this card is in relation to healing. So if you're being guided to work with energies or crystals, or in a healing vocation, maybe massage therapy, counseling, anything that brings in healing, that's part of your guidance at this time. I know that I've been guided to do energy healing. I don't really like studying things, because I know when we gather in, I don't like say tarot and things like that. I didn't study that from anybody else. I didn't learn that from anybody else. I learned tarot through observation and watching other readers. I've always had angel cards and things, but the energy healing is something that's new to me, and I've been looking into ways that I can enhance that and to learn more. But you have to realize that you have so many spiritual gifts deep inside you that you have gained from many lifetimes, and one of those gifts can be possibly the ability to heal. And this is either through your words or through your hands, through energies, through crystals, through counseling, whichever that area is for you. If you're being guided to do that, this card will be a confirmation. If you're looking to work in the area of health and well-being and nutrition, all of those fields, here is confirmation for us. So guys, I'm going to get one more angel card and I'm going to finish off this live broadcast. I thank you very much for coming and being here with me, and I hope and I trust this helped. It's definitely helped me move the energy forward. So these are the ideas and inspirations. So you are being divinely guided, okay? So any repetitive thoughts you're getting, any ideas that seem to come out of nowhere, this is your angels and guides guiding you. So if you're getting sparks of inspiration, of creativity, jot them down, because last week I was lying down in bed and I was thinking maybe I'll do a spiritual session Sunday and go live on YouTube, and lo and behold, today is Friday. and it's not Sunday, but I knew last week when I was channeled that I was going to end up going live at some stage. I didn't plan it. I left it go, and as soon as my guides told me earlier, go live, I went live. So it's following your ideas and inspiration and taking action. Keep a journal. And write down any ideas that you may have, because you are being divinely guided. Don't think for 1 second that it's just your imagination, especially when you have repetitive thoughts and ideas coming to you. This is because your angels want you to take action towards that, and this could be very much got to do with an area of working in health and healing for some of you guys. I'm sorry, that won't stand. So thank you so much, guys, for being with me. And I will do this more often. As I said, it's something that I've been guided to. And so I hope and I trust that you have a wonderful weekend. And don't forget, guys, you can always connect with me. My email is in the description box if you ever need to just have a back and forth conversation through email. I'm always here for you guys, no matter what, because you have helped me so much. You have no idea how much this channel and connecting with you and following my divine guidance and opening this channel and just going with it has helped me so much in my life. And I'm so grateful to each and every one of you. And I send you much love and healing, guys, and have a wonderful day. Take care.